The power of positivity. In the quiet town of Riverton, nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, lived a young woman named Emma Harris. At 25, Emma had a passion for art that burned brightly in her heart. She dreamed of filling galleries with her vibrant paintings, scenes of blooming flowers, peaceful sunsets, and joyful people. But lately, her dreams felt like distant stars, out of reach. 6 months ago, the art supply store where she worked had shut down due to the town's struggling economy. With no job, her savings dwindled, and bills piled up like autumn leaves. Her small apartment, once a cozy haven, now felt like a cage of worries. Every morning, Emma woke to the sound of her alarm, but instead of excitement, dread filled her. "Another day of nothing," she'd mutter, pulling the covers over her head. Her canvases gathered dust in the corner, and her brushes lay unused. She spent hours on her phone, scrolling through social media, envying friends who posted about promotions, vacations, and happy families. "Why can't that be me?" she'd think, her mind swirling with negative thoughts. Her best friend, Sarah, called often, but Emma brushed her off. "I'm fine," she'd lie, not wanting to burden anyone with her gloom. One particularly gray afternoon in October, rain pattered against her window like insistent knocks. Emma decided she needed fresh air, even if it meant getting wet. She grabbed her faded blue raincoat and umbrella, stepping out into the cool drizzle. The streets were empty, save for a few hurried pedestrians. She wandered to the town park, where puddles reflected the cloudy sky. There, on a wooden bench under a large oak tree, sat an elderly man feeding breadcrumbs to a flock of pigeons. He wore a woolen hat and a warm smile that seemed untouched by the weather. His name was Mr. Elias Thompson, a retired teacher known around Riverton as the eternal optimist. As Emma walked past, trying to avoid eye contact, Mr. Thompson looked up. "Good afternoon, miss. Care to join me? The pigeons don't mind sharing their feast." Emma hesitated. She wasn't in the mood for small talk, but his kind eyes made her pause. "It's raining," she said flatly. "Not much of a good afternoon." He laughed softly, a sound like gentle wind chimes. "Rain? It's nature's way of washing away the old to make room for the new." "I'm Elias Thompson. And you are?" "Emma?" she replied, sitting at the far end of the bench. "I don't see what's so great about getting soaked." Mr. Thompson tossed more crumbs, watching the birds peck eagerly. "Life's full of rain, Emma, but I've learned that a positive outlook can turn storms into rainbows. Tell me, what's troubling you?" Reluctantly, Emma opened up. She told him about her lost job, her unsold paintings, and how everything felt hopeless. "I try, but bad luck follows me everywhere." Mr. Thompson nodded thoughtfully. "I understand. When I was young, I faced something similar. I was a teacher, but a car accident left me with a broken back. Doctors said I'd never stand in front of a classroom again. I sank into despair, angry at the world, bitter toward everyone. But then, my sister gave me a book on positive thinking. It changed everything." Emma leaned in, curious despite herself. "A book? How could words fix a broken back?" "It didn't fix my body overnight," he explained, "but it fixed my mind. The book taught that our thoughts have power. Negative ones pull us down, like anchors. Positive ones lift us up, like sails in the wind. I started small. Every day I'd list 3 things I was grateful for: my family's support, a good cup of tea, the sunrise. I visualized myself teaching again, feeling the joy of it. Slowly, I pushed through physical therapy with hope instead of hate. And you know what? I recovered enough to teach for another 20 years. Emma stared at the raindrops on the leaves. It sounded simplistic, almost too good to be true. "I don't know if I can do that. My problems are real. Bills, rejection letters from galleries." "Positivity doesn't ignore problems," Mr. Thompson said gently. "It gives you the strength to solve them. Try it for a week. Write 1 positive thought each morning. See what happens." As the rain eased and a faint sun peeked through, Emma felt a flicker of warmth. She thanked him and headed home, his words echoing in her mind. The next day, Emma woke with a mix of skepticism and determination. She grabbed a notebook from her drawer and wrote, "I am grateful for my ability to create art, even if no one sees it yet." It felt awkward, but she forced a smile in the mirror. Instead of lounging in bed, she tidied her apartment, organizing her paints and setting up her easel by the window. Light streamed in, illuminating the blank canvas. "Okay, let's try," she whispered. She began painting a scene of a lone tree in a field, its branches reaching toward the sun despite surrounding shadows. As she worked, her mind wandered to positive memories, childhood picnics, laughter with Sarah. By evening, the painting was half done, and she felt a quiet satisfaction she hadn't known in months. But old habits died hard. That afternoon, an email arrived, another gallery rejection. "Your style lacks originality," it read. Emma's heart sank. "See? Positivity is useless," she thought, slamming her laptop shut. Tears welled up, but then she remembered Mr. Thompson's story. "No," she said aloud. "This is feedback, not failure." She reread the email, noting suggestions for improvement. That night, she watched online videos on advanced techniques, turning hurt into motivation. Over the following days, Emma built her positivity routine. Mornings started with gratitude journaling. "I have supportive friends. I live in a beautiful town." She went for walks, smiling at strangers, and reconnected with Sarah over coffee. "I've been trying this positivity thing," Emma confessed. "An old man in the park inspired me." Sarah's eyes widened. "Mr. Thompson? He's legendary, and you look brighter already." Encouraged, Emma applied for jobs. She found an opening at the Riverton Community Center for an art instructor. Preparing for the interview, she practiced positive affirmations. "I am capable and passionate." Visualizing success, she imagined the kids' excited faces. The interview day arrived. Nervous but composed, Emma entered the center. The manager, Mrs. Patel, asked, "What makes you right for this role?" Emma took a breath. "I've faced setbacks like losing my job, but they've taught me resilience. I believe art can spread positivity, helping kids see the bright side of life. I'm excited to share that." Mrs. Patel smiled. "We need that energy here." Emma got the job, a part-time position teaching twice a week. It paid enough for basics, and the children's enthusiasm reignited her spark. "Miss Emma, your paintings are magical," one girl said, making Emma beam. Yet challenges persisted. One class, a boy named Tim struggled with drawing. Frustrated, he crumpled his paper. "I can't do this. It's stupid." Emma knelt beside him. "Hey, remember what we talked about? Positivity helps. Instead of 'I can't,' say 'I'm learning.' Let's try again together." Tim nodded, and by class end, he had a simple but proud sketch. Teaching positivity to others strengthened her own belief. Months later, a fierce storm battered Riverton. Thunder roared, and rain flooded streets. Emma's apartment basement leaked, soaking her art supplies and ruining several canvases. Wading through water, she salvaged what she could, but despair hit hard. "Why now?" she cried, calling Sarah. Sarah arrived with mops and encouragement. "This sucks, but think positive. It's a chance to reinvent." Emma wiped her tears. "You're right. Let's make something from this mess." She incorporated the water-damaged pieces into new art, creating abstract works symbolizing renewal. Her Storm Resilience series featured swirling blues and hopeful yellows, turning tragedy into triumph. Word spread. The local newspaper interviewed her. Emma Harris turns flood damage into inspiring art. Donations poured in. Paints, canvases, even a small grant from the town council. Grateful, Emma organized Positivity Day at the community center. Booths offered gratitude workshops, art stations, and story-sharing circles. Mr. Thompson spoke, sharing his accident tale. "Positivity is contagious," he said, winking at Emma. Hundreds attended, including Alex, a volunteer photographer. He captured the event's joy and approached Emma. "Your energy is inspiring. Mind if I feature your story on my blog?" They chatted, discovering shared loves for nature and optimism. Dates followed: picnics by the river, gallery visits. Alex encouraged her. "Your positivity draws people in, including me." By spring, Emma's online shop thrived, selling prints worldwide. She quit her part-time job to focus on art full-time, even exhibiting in a city gallery. Reflecting on her journey, she visited Mr. Thompson. "You saved me," she said. He shook his head. "You chose positivity. That's the real power. It transforms lives from within." Emma nodded, knowing it was true. Positivity hadn't made her life perfect, but it had made it purposeful. In Riverton, her story inspired many, proving that a positive mindset could light the darkest paths.